What is going on, everyone? James Larson here with the XFL Newsroom One-on-One, and today I have the special privilege of speaking with Brooklyn Hardiman, a linebacker looking to get to the XFL. Before we get to that interview, cue the intro. Welcome everyone back to the XFL Newsroom One-on-One. I'm joined today with Brooklyn Hardiman. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing well. Glad to be on.
Thanks for joining me. Obviously, brought you on here to talk football, and that's what the show is all about. So, what got you into playing football?
Man, so I've been playing football since I was five. My parents put me into it at 5 years old because, you're a kid, you don't really know. You just play whatever sport is there. So I've been playing it since I was five and really just fell in love with it since then. And it's crazy that I'm still blessed to be able to play, but really just the love for the game. It's unlike any other game. I always say it's the greatest game in the world. So just the love for the game.
I love that. And I'm with you there. Yeah, I'd say football is probably one of the coolest sports to watch and to play and all that. So, I doing a little research on you, and it seems like in high school, first of all, a very successful high school career at De La Salle, won a couple state championships there. Seems like you were playing defensive back there and then eventually transferred over to linebacker in your later years. What was the whole high school experience like for you there at De La Salle?
Yeah, so De La Salle was amazing. Obviously football, like you said, we won state championship my junior year and my senior year. Football was an amazing experience. But also, they just teach you a lot about life, a lot about how to serve your community, how to serve others more than yourself, and really just how to be a good citizen and a productive member of society. So it was definitely a great experience. But football wise, like you said, yeah. So I was basically, DB like half of my career. I played safety in high school. So it kind of gave me, it is a blessing and a curse because, yeah, I did move to linebacker. So I was a little inexperienced when I did that. But I was also, I had, the footwork of a DB and the coverage skills of DB.
Gotcha. So, so yeah, it seems like, high school, you're mainly a DB, and then you eventually end up after high school at Los Medanos, if I'm saying that correctly. And that's where you kind of started to switch to linebacker a bit, it seems. Taking me through
Right.
that process and what got you to that college.
Yeah, so I actually coming out of high school, I actually went to a small NAIA school called Southern Oregon. I didn't really have many offers out of high school. It was all mostly small schools, but they had offered me, so I went there. Looking back, I probably should have went straight to junior college, but I went there redshirted for a year, and then decided to come home and do the junior college route. So I went to Los Medanos, played 2 seasons there, and yeah, so I came in probably about 185 to 190 pounds, and playing safety. Gained about 15, 20 pounds, and they moved me to basically like a rover position, kind of outside linebacker slash like a hybrid position, if you want to call
Right.
it. And I just loved it because obviously, I was still rolling up to the one high look, two high look, and I was still playing in the box as well. So that was really great. And then, after the 2 seasons at LMC, I was recruited as a middle linebacker. So then I gained like 30 or something pounds. So Northern Arizona recruited me as a middle linebacker. So that's when I kind of made my transition.
Right. So okay, that kind of in the middle of your college career, then you really made that transition. I'm looking at some of your stats here. So what's neat to see is, you very consistent across the board at all the colleges you played at. When it comes to tackles, I mean, always in the 50s or 60s. Couple interceptions through some of those years. I guess as you shifted to linebacker, I mean, it's such a different role, especially going from outside hybrid to a middle linebacker. What was that process like for you at NAU, switching just to purely a linebacker?
Yeah, it was great because honestly, I love safety, but I love linebacker was just a whole different world, and I just loved it so much. It was definitely different because, like you said, switching from that rover to, so initially I played a true middle linebacker, and that was definitely different because, you're in the box now completely. So there's not this, 10 to 12 yards of space you're coming down um, and making plays. So you kind of have to shorten up your play and just learn how to slip blocks and take on I've never taken on pulling guards before, so learn how to take on blocks. But it was great. And then actually, so halfway through the season at NAU, they switched me back to my rover position, so I loved it because I've already played there. So it
Right.
was kind of, it's tough getting switched middle of the year, but it was good because I got to play middle and play outside. So it was good experience.
Right. That gives you at least some experience at multiple positions, goes to show that you're a versatile player. So yeah, that's a big plus there. So
Sure.
you have a successful season there at NAU, and then of course 2020 comes around and we've got COVID.
Right.
So have you heard of COVID? It was a pretty big thing in 2020.
Yeah.
Um, so take me through that process of trying to get through all of that hoopla, and then eventually 2021 you end up at Colorado Mesa State.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I remember we had a big schedule in 2020. We were supposed to start off with Arizona State, this and that, and then COVID hit. Obviously, like most other colleges, they sent us all home. Um, and we didn't play that year. We came back and they actually had a it was the COVID year, the COVID season in the spring of 2021. But I ended up actually deciding, because I graduated from NAU in 2020, December of 2020. And that spring of 2021, I ended up entering the transfer portal, just because, I felt like my time at NAU was pretty much up. I'd done as much as I could do there. So I entered the transfer portal and was in the portal and was recruited. I was recruited by a lot of schools, a lot of Big Sky schools as well. But I actually decided to go to Colorado Mesa for my last year and played there in the fall of 2021.
Gotcha. So when you got to Colorado, was it still that kind of hybrid position for you there, or?
Yeah, so it was I never played middle linebacker there. It was a true rover position, more so than NAU because I actually was rolling up it was kind of like junior college. I was going up to the one high look as well. So sometimes, playing more of a safety as well, but it was a true rover position. And we had a very, very talented defense there. So it was a fun year.
That's awesome. So in your college career, what would you say would be some of your favorite memories from those times?
Oh man. There's been just looking back on the wins, at NAU was definitely there's some good wins. We won at home. We beat Portland State on a last second field goal. That was crazy. There was a bunch of times at NAU I can't remember now, but thinking back to Mesa, I mean, we went 8-2. We didn't make the playoffs somehow, which was crazy, but we beat at home. We beat the number 3. Yeah, they were ranked number 3 in the country, and they came to our house, and we are obviously, like you look at the all the reports before the game, like they were, I think they're supposed to beat us by, they're supposed to blow us out.
Right.
Everybody beat them, and it was crazy. Everyone went crazy, ran on the field and stuff. So there's a lot of good times, a lot of wins, a lot of fun times for sure.
That's awesome. I love those underdog stories. I mean, that's what like makes football so special, is you see those moments where like someone's counted out completely and the next thing you know, they're shocking everybody. So that's awesome to see. So now, you're out of college, you're trying to find that next step. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, you've had some like CFL opportunities here and there. You were a part of the MLFB before that folded. What's that next step for you? What are you hoping to accomplish within the next year or two?
Yeah, so like you said, just like a quick synopsis. I mean, I went to the CFL workout with the Rough Riders. I was invited to local pro day with the San Francisco 49ers. Obviously, I signed with the MLFB. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. And also, I had the next step now is the XFL. So I tried out for the XFL at the Showcase in Arizona about a couple of weeks ago now, and I was fortunate enough to get a draft invite, which
Awesome.
a lot. It's a great opportunity. So really now is just training 5 days a week, working part time, and just training, and really just trying to promote myself to the XFL. Help my agent, send him workout videos or stuff that can sell me basically to the XFL to increase my chances of getting drafted.
Right. Well, that's great. And I love to hear the fact that you got the draft invite. I mean, the XFL does seem like a great opportunity coming up. Like, what's great for you right now is that when it comes to opportunities, like there's so many. Like a few years ago, I mean, it was the NFL or bust, really, right? But
Yeah.
now you've got the United States Football League. They just had a great season. They're heading into season 2, and they look like they're doing really well. The XFL, I mean, that is such a cool opportunity to play in a league run by Dwayne the Rock Johnson. I mean, that's a pretty great opportunity there. How did that showcase go for you? What was it like?
It went really well. It was ran very, very well. Really professional. Not much standing around at all. Like between each drill, it was just it ran. It was ran really well. It was a lot of testing. So 40 L drill, position drills, reaction drills. So it was good. I had a good day, a solid day. I didn't run quite what I wanted to in the 40, but all my other drills were done pretty well. I felt good in position drills. I've been training the same drills they ran at the showcase. I've been training, since December of last year. So throughout this whole pro trial process. So it was a good day. It was a great experience too, just to meet, all these crazy names, Rod Woodson, Bob Stoops, all these coaches. It was really cool to meet them.
That's awesome. Yeah. So you got to interact with some of those guys.
Oh yeah. They all introduced themselves before the tryout, and then obviously, it was time to go to work. So they just stepped back, and all the scouts were out there and recording us. So it was a good day.
That's awesome. Did you get to see, was Dwayne Johnson there at the Arizona one?
No, he wasn't. Yeah, he
Okay.
wasn't. Everyone would have known if he was there, but he didn't
Right,
go to
right.
that.
You've had some really high highs in your career. You've had some low lows, just the MLFB and certain things not working out. What are some of the main lessons that you've learned along the way that have shaped you into who you are right now?
Boy, a lot of lessons. I think one of them, the biggest lesson I learned throughout this pro process, trial process, is just to kind of stay in the middle. Don't get too high, don't get too low about things. If you don't necessarily have a good day, like if your 40 isn't what you want it to be, or if you run a great 40, you just stay in the middle. So because at the end of the day, it's just about improving and getting better. So whatever you do, you just got to stay calm and just improve. And really another lesson too is just to enjoy it, because when I had one person tell me, not everyone gets to even have a pro day or go to all these tryouts or do what me and some of my friends and everyone going throughout this process is doing. So just enjoy it and live in the moment, because whether you play 10 years in the league or a couple years, it's going to end at some point. So just enjoy it and live in the moment.
I love
think
it.
those ones.
That's a great attitude to have. I mean, that's what it's all about. There's going to be tough times. It's going to be a lot of people, they think football is just this easy kind of thing where like, you're living the dream, you're showing up, you throw a few passes, make a few tackles, but like in reality, it's much tougher than it looks. You got to go through so much. I mean, the percentage of players that actually make it to the NFL is such a small percentage. I mean, so many guys like you who are just grinding every day. So if there's anything that you want to say, like to players who are also, in your shoes or trying to get to that next level, what would be your advice to them?
I would say, don't let anyone stop you from what you want to do. You can go as far as you want to take it. Um, it might not work out for you at first, but it doesn't matter. You just keep chipping away, keep grinding, set literally write your goals down on a piece of paper, put it up in your room on your wall, and just work every day and don't take no for an answer. And, you can get there. You just got to keep going. Just keep working.
I love it. Great attitude for sure. So as we wrap up here, so the people viewing this either on the xflnewsroom.com or on YouTube, what's the best place to follow you along your journey, like Twitter, Instagram? What's your social medias and stuff?
Yeah, I'll say Instagram first. I have like all my stuff up there. Instagram, it's at Brooklyn Hardiman, all one word or two words, _35, all lowercase. And then Twitter as well, at Hardiman _35. But I use Instagram the most.
Okay, perfect. So we'll have that stuff linked down in the description and here on the video, so you guys can go make sure to follow Brooklyn on his journey. Brooklyn, thanks so much for joining me today on the show, man. It was great to have you. And to all those tuning in on the XFL Newsroom or on YouTube, make sure you subscribe for more shows like this coming soon. And we'll see you in a little bit.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
Bright light, no time to waste. Tonight's the night. Fast pace, highlight, leave it all on the line. Just the way that you like. Suited